What's up, everybody? Hope you have an amazing day so far. My name is Phil, and today's video, I'm super glad and super happy to showcase to you the Splawn Quick Rod. The Splawn Quick Rod is an amplifier which I was waiting for so many years to finally get my hands on and demo over here for you guys out there. For me, I would say basically the perfect amplifier. It has a nice percussive Marshall type tone, but still has enough differences compared to a Marshall to be its very own thing, but we're gonna get into all of that. But before we do that, I want to give a huge shout out to my buddy Joachim, who has borrowed me this amplifier. This is his amplifier. I am currently not putting that into my collection, even though I would love to do that so much because it's such an awesome amp. But well, it is what it is. And let's talk about the signal chain which we're running into this amplifier before we then check out what this is all about. I currently got this Solar A2.6 LN with the Lundgren pickups Black Heaven set. Amazing pickups and an amazing guitar, perfectly fits. That then goes through this pedal board which I got over here, which is currently not really active. The only thing active is the ISP Decimator G-String 2 as a noise suppressor. We are going to check out a few boosts with this amplifier, although I'll be very honest with you, I think this amplifier sounds at its best when there's no boost engaged whatsoever. In the loop, there are a few, like time-based effects, a Boss Waza chorus, which is absolutely incredible, and then my TC Nova repeater, which we're gonna use. Before we dive into all of that high-gain territory, let's talk about the layout of this amplifier and then slowly, gradually go through the different tones over here. The Splawn Quick Rod basically has two channels. That's the clean channel and the overdrive channel. As you can see on the layout over here, it's very, very basic. So you basically always have an EQ of some sort, a 3-band EQ on the overdrive channel with a presence knob, and a 2-band EQ on the clean channel. You got volume, you got gain. The overdrive channel has a speciality, or it actually has two specialities, which sets it apart. And that is, first off, the mode which you have. So there are different so-called gears, which are basically, I would say, distortion levels. So you can go from an basic Marshall type tone to a little bit more of a hot rodded thing, and then the super hot rodded thing. Those are the gears 1, 2, and 3. And also off screen, there's a foot switch on top of the amplifier where you can set the overdrive channel to two different overdrive modes. So there is an overdrive 1 and an overdrive 2 mode, which gives that a little bit of a different characteristic. People on the internet argue that the overdrive 1 tone is supposed to give you a more JMP plexi type style of tone, while the OD2 is giving you more of a JCM 800 type tone. For me, it's kind of more like a gain difference in that respect, but we will check that out while we're exploring all the tones. And over here on the overdrive channel, we also have this solo boost, which I'm not going to check out in this video because this is just a volume boost. So that way you can have your solo or your melody a little bit more cutting through the mix. And yeah, cutting through the mix, man, this amplifier really cuts through any kind of mix which you can throw it upon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first engage the clean channel so we get that out of the way. So that's a very, very decent clean tone. Using the gain knob, you can kind of fatten up the clean, but it always remains kind of clean, which is cool. I mean, okay, it goes into that edge of breakup territory. Really awesome. I'm playing very gently and very softly, but that's kind of what this tone is meant to do. I'm now going to dial back the gain a little bit so that we have it, you know, a little bit less, you know, like thick. And I'm going to engage a chorus and a delay. Just that's my go-to clean effects. You kind of get the idea. It's an amazing sound and clean channel. I'm a huge fan of that very thick, clean tone. However, I'm even more a fan of the Overdrive channel, so let's go into that one. And for that, I'm currently now set in the OD1 mode, which is supposed to be that more JMP-ish style tone. I'm going to leave the EQ as it is right now. We are currently set on the first gear, so that we're kind of exploring our way through the different gain stages. And I'm just going to move over to the different gear characteristics. So very tight percussive sound. You can already hear it. Let's dial back the gain a little bit just to kind of find out how crunchy we can get without getting it really into that high gain territory. I have to say, it always gets immediately straight in your face, punchy, super nice attack. That's what this amplifier is all about. So it always kind of brings me kind of to tend to more of a high gain tone and high gain style of playing. All right, let's check out how OD1 and OD2 compare in this directly. It's now set to OD1. I'm just gonna play one very basic riff and then cut it right where OD2 begins. And I immediately can tell the OD2 is a little bit smoother overall, a little bit more compressed, therefore a little bit more gainier, much more to my liking. However, I'm still going to deactivate the OD2 and we're going to go through the different gain or gear modes. But first I'm going to set the gain a little bit higher and set the EQ to my preferred spot. So that will be somewhere around that ballpark over here. Yeah, let's just go with that riff which I just played. And at the latest on gear 3, we are in full-blown metal territory. What can I say, man? This is an absolutely perfect thrash tone. I'm so impressed by this amplifier. Okay, let me go back one gear and then engage the OD2. I like this tone so much because it has a little bit less gain than the OD1 Gear 3 mode, but it has that nice percussive thing to it. And if you then crank a little bit the presence and the treble, just to give it a little bit more of that, you know, girth in the top end, then yeah, sounding awesome. Oh my God, what's not to like about this? Let's go to the Gear 3 on the OD2 because we haven't checked that out yet, as well as we haven't checked out crunch type tones on the OD2. So this is the third gear. I'm blown away. Awesome tone. This is no boost engaged. I just have to check because it's so tight, so percussive. It absolutely does not need a boost, in my personal opinion. Let's still go down the Gear 1 route, have the gain a little bit dialed back, and let's fire that crunch riff again. I have to say, I'm way more an OD2 guy than I am an OD1 guy. Even though OD1 on its own sounded as well incredible, OD2 just takes the cake over here. Let's actually check out the amplifier with some boosts. Then I'm just going to play a few riffs to give you even more impressions of this amplifier on my favorite tones, and then we're going to call it a day. So. It's a really good sound, which I'm getting over here. I like this a lot. Let me go over to the MXR M77, the custom badass modified overdrive. One last boost which I want to check out is the Deadwell Duality DX, which is hopefully going to make a comeback very soon. All the best to Daniel for his rebuilding of the shop and stuff like that. Amazing pedal. Let's check it out. I mean, they all sound fantastic with this amp, don't get me wrong. I decided that I actually want to also check out the Lichtlam Audio King in yellow. Wow, that has a little bit too much of that abrasiveness. Let's dial back the presence. But in itself, it's a very nice girthy tone, which I'm getting. Damn, that sounds so good, man. Ah, Jesus. I don't want to let this amp go. God damn. Okay, I'm gonna engage back the gain over here. So gain is deployed back to my favorite spot, and treble as well. Just gonna play a few more riffs for you, and then we're gonna call it a day. Let's wrap up this video with my final thoughts and conclusions. And man, my final thoughts are actually that I'm so super sad that this amp has to go back to Joachim at some point in time. But I'm also at the same time very, very grateful that I could borrow this out. I wanted to do the demo, but I also want to make some captures, which are also available on my coffee shop. There's also a free teaser pack for that respective coffee pack on Tone 3000, so you can get that as well. And also, I made a parametric capture of this amplifier for the GENOME platform on all of the different gears on the OD2. So that is also something which you can then grab via the links down below. For everybody out there watching, thank you so much for watching my videos. I highly appreciate it. Hope to see you soon in one of the next videos. Until then, keep it metal.